You
I'm going to go back on Instagram.
Okay, right. Can you get rid of?
I can't get rid of it.
Get rid of that broadcast.
For anyone that was just watching us live on YouTube, we are now up and running, and we do have sound. So really, really sorry.
But we're in a different stream.
We're in a different stream, so I will pop the link on here now. Thank you.
But is everyone still waiting on that one?
Nobody's waiting anywhere.
There was 15 on that one.
So this one is live.
Is it live now? Hey, they can hear us. They're here. Woo!
Oh,
hello, everybody.
God.
That was ridiculous. We've muted ourselves. Are we sounding good? Can you hear us, Dan and Jay? Hey, hello.
Right, we're here.
Hello.
It's a cruise live. Can you hear us? Or are you waiting somewhere else?
We've had a day. We've had a day. Nothing's uploading. No one can hear us. How is everybody? Let's start. Let's start.
We're just going to start the whole thing again.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Just while we take a long sip of our
hello,
drinks.
Julia. Hello. Hello, sweet natured. Hello. We can hear you. But say hello to Dan and Jay. Welcome along, everybody. Welcome along. I'm sure more and more people will come along as we're going along. But yeah, we've had a bit of a day because our ship tour is still trying to upload now, so that's coming out tomorrow. Nobody could hear us. Apart from that, it's all going well.
Yeah, great Sunday night.
Yeah, it's all good. Look, there we go. All about these days, don't worry. Have a drink. Yes, well, we have got a drink. There we go. So
cheers. This is rum and coke, not wine, by the way. I do let my red wine breathe.
It's the first day off we've had since we've got back, haven't we? Well,
it has only been a week, to be fair.
Well, I know, but that's why we're doing it tonight. Otherwise, I would have made no sense throughout the week. So there we go, and a cold beer helps. So I feel like we'll start again. If you've got any questions, anything you'd like to know, or if you'd like to get any views out on World Europa, please post them, and we'll see if we can answer them. We got back a week ago, didn't we?
Yeah, it was a whirlwind holiday, and it's been a whirlwind week, so I don't really know, where time has gone.
We've got a couple of questions before we tackle this one. We've got a couple of questions that people sent on Instagram. We'll tackle them in a bit. But first of all, Sail Away with Dan and Jay asks, so how was Europa? Did you have a good time? Rachel, did you have a good time on Europa?
I did have a really good time. 4 days for such a big ship. It was really hard to cram everything in. And the journey there.
Yes.
But yeah, the ship itself, I had a lovely time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we'll get into details as we go along this hour and hour and a half. But we did have an excellent time. I would never, ever go from Genoa ever in my life, ever again.
Ever.
And to follow up, I think there's a question here from Sweet Natured. Was 4 nights enough, and if not, what did you think you missed? Was it? I don't think we missed anything due to the fact that we were going 100 miles an hour. So I think we missed sleep, maybe. Well, you guys didn't.
I had a lot of sleep.
Yeah, the kids had a lot of sleep. I don't think we missed that. Did we miss anything? What I would say is I think we missed some of the best shows.
Yeah.
So we tried to see a show in every theatre, and we did, didn't we? But I don't think we saw the best shows in every theatre. So it was Fraser was saying that the shows we saw weren't the best shows that we saw. So I think that was the key to it. I think if we'd had a week or 2 weeks, we would have seen every single show, wouldn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we saw the worst of the shows. So I think, but as far as like water park, restaurants, we didn't do
the MDR in the evening because we did all the specialty dining, so we missed out on that.
Yeah.
However, we did do the lunchtime MDR, and it was very similar to what we'd experienced on MSC before, so I don't really feel like we did miss out on that.
No. I think MSC MDRs are pretty much the same across the board, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, yes, to answer that question, I think if we'd had a week or 2 weeks, we would have seen more shows.
Yeah.
And that is really what we're doing. Thank you for your question, Sweet Natured. The next question, how does Europa compare to Iona?
Why are you putting that question towards me?
I-
So MSC and P&O are very, very different brands. I don't really think you can compare Iona to Europa. Europa, I think it's so big, you just kind of walk on and it was like wow, 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 wow. And it does have the wow factor. Whereas Iona, I would say, is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Homely.
Homely and intimate. So yeah, I don't think you can compare the two at all. They're completely different ships and have completely different things to offer. I would recommend both.
As a family of 4, I don't know whether they are so different. Kids wise, the kids love MSC.
Yeah, they do love MSC.
Because the obvious differences are water park, massive arcade, F1. Yeah, but a lot of these, the water park, was the best I've ever.
Yeah, it was a really good water park.
Really, really good. So they go for their big sort of. Well, I think P&O's obviously a bit more traditional cruising, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is the big difference. If you've got kids, or big kids. Big kids like myself. They go for the water park things. They are the biggest difference. So, but we'll get into what we prefer later. Let's have
questions in a couple. Hang on. Good.
Yeah. Okay. This is one.
Underly.
Okay. And then we've got Sailor One. We've had to charge for tap water. Is this true?
So we never really actually got to the bottom of this. So we will be doing a whole vlog on upcharges. And the fact that we were a little bit stupid going on this one and we didn't take out the drinks package. So actually when we were in Ola, the first time we went in, they came with a reusable bottle filled with water. And then at the end, when we were signing for the bill, we were charged for 2 bottles. So I said to the lady, well, is this actually bottled water? And she was like, well, yeah, it is bottled water. And I was like, it's not really though, is it? It's obviously tap water that you've put into a bottle. And you've charged us an obscene amount of money for it. So, yeah, in Ola on MSC, they do appear to be charging for tap water.
It does seem to be Watergate. We can't confirm.
It's complete Watergate, I think.
We can't confirm it was tap water because it's come in a jug. So, if you're ordering bottled water, you expect it to come in a bottle.
I expect a sealed bottle that someone's taken the cap off.
So we don't know whether there is anything, but it was €4. I think, now this is only my opinion, I think MSC are going to do a little bit down I've heard, Fraser was talking about this actually and others, that Costa charge for everything, even water. And I think they're going down that route. In the pizza and burger restaurant, the fast food place, they switched off the water. So we went to go and ask for water, and they asked us for our cruise card to get a bottled water. So I think they're going down more and more of that route. So it's going to be really hard just to get water, which seems a bit crazy.
Yeah.
But yes, so we think they do charge. Julia says, in 5 weeks, I'll board in Genoa. Why was it not good? Okay.
So firstly, Julia, are you staying in Genoa the night before and how long are you going on the cruise for? I think the only thing for us as to why we didn't enjoy getting on in Genoa so much was because we flew to Milan the day before and then we travelled to Genoa, stayed in Genoa and then got on the ship the next day. So with 2 kids in tow, there was a lot of travelling for a 4-day cruise. And actually getting on the ship in Genoa itself, so you have the cruise ship here, which you can see, and then you have to get into the boarding terminal the other side. You will get placed in a room, and then you...
Can I just stop to 2 seconds there? We're not sure because it was so busy.
Yeah, so it may be very different for you.
We need to put an extra mic on. Because this was the first cruise that Voyage Europa had done in Europe, every single port we went to, we'll get more into this, loads of press, what was called press travel agents came in. Now we're all used to people wandering around the ship, but this was on another scale. So every time it docked, and especially in Genoa, as Genoa is the home of MSC, we were staying opposite loads of people coming on, snapping, taking photos, etc. So we think, because there was lots of other people like ourselves getting on, as well as all the press, that they put everybody into this other terminal and bussed us across to the actual terminal. So it was a very strange. And as you went in, you checked in, which took an age, and then there was loads of different points where you were told to sit down. You sat down for literally 5-10 minutes.
They all had little paddles.
Yeah, all the paddles.
Please,
and then they would call your number again, and we'd get up and we'd go downstairs, and then we would get on a bus, which was the most packed bus ever, and then that took about 15 minutes over to the terminal. So if you've got it like that, be prepared, it will take a while. If it's less busy, then they probably do it in the terminal. It's just, I guess MSC know this, and I think maybe they've got problems with, it's just a badly structured, isn't it?
It was just, I think we're so used to having a smooth embarkation. We know lots of people don't have smooth embarkations.
But it's not an MSC. MSC are normally excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent from Southampton. They were excellent from Barcelona.
I think it just really gave us that sense of how much more we appreciated getting on in Southampton. And that's mainly due to the fact that we live so close to Southampton and it doesn't take us as long. Perhaps when we actually got on board, we were all really tired and we could see the ship. So we just wanted to get on it.
It's just bizarre. I've never, other people might have checked in and board in another terminal, but I've never had that. It's like checking in an ocean terminal and boarding in city terminal.
Yeah,
so that
100%. Yeah.
It was like that distance. So I don't really get it, but I think it could have been to do with the busyness. When we stopped in with Seaview, when we were getting off, we walked past people who were waiting to board in that terminal. Yeah. So maybe it depends. But that was the reason. Yeah. That was the reason. It was. What we offered as well? We were offered pizza, weren't we, or something?
For catchers. They were just giving out for catchers.
But lots of them, and then everyone put them in the bin.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah. So just to finish that, I'm travelling there by car and stay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So you'll probably be absolutely fine.
Yeah. And if there's less boarding, as I said, you'll probably board in the terminal. So. Yeah. But there we go.
We were on a very busy cruise, so.
It was extremely busy. Yes. Our cruise was a bit unusual because it was 4 days, and a lot were doing. They were either doing Genoa to Barcelona or they were doing Genoa all the way around, as I said, because it was the first time it was in Europe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So there was lots of press, travel agents, etc. on board, so slightly different. How did the Spa compare to other MSC ships? Rachel, you're a Spa expert. Tell us what you thought.
So the Spa itself was beautiful. However, when I did go in, it was so packed that there was. So you have on MSC you have a 1 hour time slot, but they're not really very strict in actually going in and saying to people your hour time slot is up. So there were obviously I got in there. I think my slot was at 12. I got in at 10 to 12, but there were obviously a lot of people in there from previous points, and there was nowhere to sit. I mean, I literally got in the pool. Tom told me he was going to come and meet me an hour later. I sat in the pool, thought, sod this for a laugh. I'm not staying in here. And then I met him and the kids and he was like, what are you doing?
I think the moral of that is do not do it on a sea day.
No, don't do it on a sea day. It was really busy and I wish that I had a chance to go in when it was a little bit quieter. Because
it looked good, didn't it? You said
it was a really, really nice spa. And I was a little bit gutted. And also going in a spa on your own, it's not... I don't think it's quite as enjoyable.
Yeah, because we used I'm gold now, even though you've gone on more times than that works out. But so you get 1 hour. One of the perks is you get 1 hour in the spa per cruise, and I donated it to you.
You donated it to me.
What a gentleman!
On our 10-year wedding anniversary, I'll give him that.
So we'll say it looked really nice, but on a quiet day. On
a quiet day, yeah. I wish I had gone on a different day.
Yes. Another question. Hello, Dan Rawls. Did the ship feel very busy? 2 answers to that. On the sea day, incredibly. On a port day, no. I guess that's general but on the, again, I think it goes back to that. There was lots of people. There was a lot of people on it for 3 days, weren't they? And they were looking at it. And the weather wasn't great.
No, the weather wasn't very good at all. Apart from in Barcelona, where we all managed to get burnt being in a jacuzzi.
Yeah, and it's funny because when we got on and we spoke to Fraser, he'd obviously been in since Dubai. And one of his things was, he says...
That's Fraser at Sea, in case any of you aren't subscribed to him.
He said, one of the first things he said to us, wasn't it? He said, this ship, although it's massive and it's been full since Dubai, although he did debate that after we left Genoa, he said it didn't feel like that because everyone was outside and things, and it's going around the Med, so generally it's going to be it's going to be absolutely fine. But we didn't have very good weather on the sea date, so it did feel really packed. So, so I think it will depend on the weather, whether it will feel packed. But it was incredibly packed on the sea days. It was Barcelona. It was lovely, wasn't it? We had the water park to ourselves. It was really, really good. So I think generally when the weather's good, it should be a good ship to be quite. Do you agree?
Yeah, and if you stay on the ship in port. So we stayed on every day because all of the ports that we went to, we are going on, again on Arvia at the end of May. So we were kind of like, actually, we've got 4 days on this ship, we really want to explore, so we're going to stay on all the port days, and that's what we chose to do. So other than the sea day, which felt ridiculously busy, we did have an experience, actually, here you go, in the MDR. Was that on the sea day?
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was. So we went into the MDR on the sea day and had a little bit of a domestic because I don't like packed spaces, and they literally had just crammed everyone into the corner of the restaurant. And then there was someone coming around just trying to force drinks on you. We weren't served until about 10-15 minutes into sitting down. And again, as I said previously, the menu was exactly the same as everything we've experienced on MSC before. So it was a lot of, should we leave? Should we not leave? And then in the end we just left and we went somewhere else to go and grab some food. And it did feel really claustrophobic.
They are tightly packed.
Yeah, there was a gap like that between us and the table next to us. So.
Yeah. Assume it's a large ship. How long did it take to film your ship tour? So I got up very early on the first morning, and it was beautiful. It was absolutely stunning. And I'll tell you what, that World Promenade. Got that right, haven't I?
Yeah.
The Promenade, yeah. Absolutely stunning first thing in the morning or on a sea day. It was absolutely beautiful. So that took me about 2 or 3 hours to film. It's actually, and Rachel is not normally that good, you always say you struggle sometimes to get around. Actually, for the size, it's a really easy ship to get around, really easy to navigate. Like the obviously you've got the cabins obviously in the middle, and the public areas towards the bottom, those three, it's so easy. When you're in the middle, you either go left towards the forward, don't you? Yeah. And you're in the Galleria, or you're right, you've got Casino, the other theatre, which is called the Panorama, or you're on the Promenade. So it's really simple. And then Top Deck was really simple as well. Yeah. I found it actually a lot simpler than Iona.
I did. And Alice, who has no sense of direction whatsoever and never... So that was what I think was really nice about this one. Considering we were on it for such a short amount of time, Alice actually on a few occasions was quite happy to go up to the room with Ernest to go and grab something, which normally on any other ship she wouldn't even think about doing, would she? No. So, and she was like, oh, we need to go to this deck or we need to go to that deck. So that was really, really nice. And it was really easy to navigate. Yeah. Even though it was so big. I think one day in, we were kind of like, actually, that's your central point and you know where you're going. Yeah,
really, really easy. I'll just say, keep the questions coming. Any specific questions about Voyage Europa or anything else, cruise, or what we've got planned, etc. Keep the questions coming in. And we'll talk to you all about...
busy for an hour.
Yeah, because
it's drinks to get through.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think Voyage Europa's had some... We had a brilliant time, and there was loads of brilliant things about it, and then other things which actually they could prove quite easily, couldn't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely. So, did you have physically or virtually for dinner?
So we did, so for Tom's birthday and for our wedding anniversary, I paid for us to have the speciality dining package, which was for 4 restaurants. So while we were on board, we did Ola, we did Butcher's Cut, the teppanyaki, and we were supposed to do the garden something?
Yes, the garden
the garden something.
I've seen it about a million times because I've gone over my ship tour about a million times.
But we ended up not doing the garden one as Cruise Boys had done that the night before we were meant to. And with the children, we had to pay each night when we were on board extra for them to have the children's menu. And I just said to Tom, actually, Ola, they really enjoyed that. Let's just go back there. So we didn't have to queue because we had already booked all of our restaurants as soon as we got on board, which we were really fortunate.
We did it a couple of times, didn't we? We had that sort of, do we do it for the channel or do we do it for the family? And obviously Ernest and Alice, they wouldn't have enjoyed it there. So we went back to Ola. But really, really liked Ola on there. It was really, really good.
Yeah.
But classic MSC again, the first time we went, The lady had been on there for 6 months. She was lovely, wasn't she? She was telling us all about it. And she was like, don't pay for the kids. Like, you just get it.
Just order loads of food and then they can eat that.
Next time we go, the guy's like, oh yeah, you got to pay for the kids. We're like, well, 2 nights ago we didn't. So, well, why would we pay? It's, you know, and then he went off, came back, and he was a really nice guy. It was really, really good thing. But I just, you know, there's no sort of set rules. And then last time we went to Butcher's Cut. They had the included kids menu. And then this time, we had to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? It was...
very, very random. Very expensive cruise.
That was mainly our fault, though, because we didn't get the cruise.
So anyone that is watching, can you have a guess? For 4 nights, so we bought the fun pass. We didn't have a drinks package. We'd paid for speciality dining beforehand, but had to pay for the children. And we didn't really drink, did we? At all. In fact, I normally like...
I drank a lot of tea.
I think I had 2 glasses of wine. How much do you reckon we paid at the end of 4 days?
Yeah, pop it down and we'll tell you towards the end.
Pop it down and we will let you know towards the end of this.
But you won't get that if you get the drinks package. We just decided not to. I decided not to. Need to get a drinks package. I think actually my view is that now MSC are thinking everyone is going to.
So they were shocked when I actually went and bought the children. So for 2 cans... I'm such a tiny task. For 2 cans, it cost €8. And the guy was like, oh, you don't have a drinks package, you have to sign. So they were so used to having people on the drinks package that we were an anomaly between all the other guests.
But a bit of a tip as well, the reason we didn't was because the top package for MSC was so expensive and we had 4 speciality restaurants booked. And you can't use the lower packages in the speciality restaurants. Yeah. So that is the reason why we didn't, because the top package was so expensive. So remember that if you've got speciality restaurants booked, you can only use the top packages in the restaurants. So that's another big thing, isn't it? But we've learnt our lessons. We've now bought Princess Cruises.
You've learnt your lesson.
Our Princess Cruise for next year, we have bought the drinks package. We've just bought the drinks package for Anthem for us too. Which was crazy expensive, but yeah.
But actually not really that expensive. So, Sweet Nature, what have we got lined up? So in 19 days, Tom and I are heading on Anthem of the Seas, just the 2 of us, which will be very lovely.
We'll be doing this.
We'll be doing a lot of this, as we've just bought the drinks package. And we're going to do a bar crawl, aren't we, around Anthem of the Seas?
I've got a soft spot for Anthem of the Seas. That was our first cruise after COVID, wasn't it? And that's probably where this channel came from, wasn't it? We thought,
yeah, 100%,
yeah, we really enjoyed doing that. We enjoyed the filming. We did enjoy it. So I absolutely can't wait. It's going to be crazy though, 48 hours. I think there's a lot of new... And letting people do the drinks package on a 2-day British cruise. I don't know how.
Well, we were a little bit stumbled, weren't we? Because Tom was asking me whether we upgraded to the drinks package, and I was like, yeah, go on then. So he literally upgraded to the drinks package, and as soon as he had paid for that, we then got a room upgrade as well. So then I had to pay out more money. Yeah. However,
we're going to enjoy it. It'd be really good. Yeah. It's going to be a great party. We can't wait for that. Avia at the end of May, which we can't wait for.
Yeah. And then a Cunard one.
We've got Queen Mary. In September the 1st. So we were going to go with my brother and his wife, and they're not coming now. Well, good news because they're having a child. But yeah, so we organised to have a family thing. So we can't wait to try. We can't wait to try Cunard. Absolutely brilliant. Obviously, it's got its few problems, but they're going to get the engines fixed.
Hopefully.
So, yeah, it was cancelled today. Really, if anyone was watching, or if you know anyone, that's crappy, isn't it? That obviously that. But can't be helped. The engine's problems today. If you don't know, that Queen Mary obviously they cancelled their next 2 cruises because they've got some engine problems. So.
And then after that, we are going on MSC Europa.
Yeah.
In the yacht club with Sail Away with Dan and Jay. So we're very, very, very excited.
And Sweet Nature, you've got us excited.
Yes.
After your yacht club tour.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely fantastic. So you can't wait to try. We had a little Cruise Boys let us into. The yacht club on World Europa, and it looks stunning, doesn't it? Yeah. Absolutely stunning. So we can't wait for that. So that's our plans. So right, okay, let's go. We're off to the Fjords in a couple of weeks. Have you guys any tips? We've heard you should pack for all season.
This is a sore subject.
Cruise life. You've started something here. You started something. This one does not stop going on about the Fjords, and her parents have just come back from the Fjords as well. we'll open it up. Anyone got advice for cruise life? We haven't been to the Fjords. Maybe next year, but we've got a couple of big cruises next year. So
2030 maybe. Maybe you'll take me for my 40th, which will be in 4 years.
Problem is the cruise lines that we want to go on and the ships we've gone on are not doing Fjords yet, are they? So yeah, the cruises I want to go on.
Yeah.
So everyone else, can you answer cruise life? Let them know any tips for Norway, please. Right. Okay. Okay, they are saying 5:30. We will tell you later, sweet natured. Right. We tend to drinks paid expensive. We can't handle the volume of drink required to make it. Okay, good point.
It very much depends what cruise line you're going on. For instance, if you're sailing with P&O, their drinks prices are, I think, really good value for money. That's what you would pay in a pub. So I'm more than happy to pay P&O prices.
And they call it the ultimate drinks package.
Yeah.
And it's not.
However, somewhere like MSC, the prices of the drinks are extortionate. You're looking at what, 14, 15 euros for a cocktail, a glass of wine. So the one night I had a glass of wine in the butcher's cut, it was €12, and it was meant to be a large glass, and I kind of got in a little bit of a huff because it wasn't my version of a large glass of wine. Again, so Royal Caribbean, so when we did buy the drinks package a couple of days ago, we then looked at some of the menus as to whether it would be worth it for us, and actually if we were to have a couple of cocktails, glasses of wine, definitely it was worth it.
Yeah.
So it depends how much you drink, if you can take drink on board with you. But yeah, I think for us, especially with the children, so the MSC cruise that we've just done, I felt really harsh. I don't know if anyone saw it on Instagram of us literally making Ernest finish off the mocktail we'd bought him. Whereas they're so used to us just keep getting them because we're always on the package. But I felt...
I love tea, Ernest loved water on that.
Yeah, so I felt really guilty as a mum not being able to just let them have what they wanted.
Yeah,
and I
no,
could
definitely.
just drink as many glasses of wine as I wanted. So.
But it all depends. Like, and you agree, like something like the Royal Caribbean when we did it the first time, it was over 5 days, and I felt like I was never drunk and I was never sober. So we were just kind of like topping up the whole time. So yeah, I know what you mean. And I don't normally drink cocktails, and when you're on a cruise, you just seem to delve
like
into
a
all of
cocktail.
them. Yeah, no, definitely.
Anyone know which ship does the best espresso martini? That's what I need to know.
How were the other passengers? I heard horror stories about a lot of people being really rude, like...
I think you just take it as it comes. We're both pretty laid back. We did have it when we were embarking. I'm really polite, and there were a lot of people overtaking me. And Tom said, stop letting people in. And I was like, well, maybe they've got family ahead. They didn't have family. They were just trying to push in. So I just kind of turned and said, actually, no, can you just stay behind me?
But we get that on. You get that
on any cruise. Like, you get that anywhere that you go.
My advice is, and it sounds really, really bad, but my ultimate advice is, while MSC and stuff, just, it sounds really bad. Remember your manners to all the crew. All the crew, lovely things. But when guests, and I feel really bad sometimes about this, but I almost got to forget your manners because no one else, and I'm like, I give you a pep talk. I'm like, Rach, we're going to barge forward. We're going to go. Because otherwise they just barge forward in you. How many times they try and get past? But does it? I'm just normally prepared for it on MSC.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
So don't worry about the horror stories.
No,
because they're not.
It's not rude, as in I think they just are so focused on getting their food and so I don't think it's like anything bad, is it? They're just yeah.
It's just people. I think it's just people not being aware of their surroundings. And if you can just kind of take a deep breath and think, oh well, I'm on holiday, it doesn't matter, then you'll be absolutely fine.
And I would go back to like sometimes we do them and we review the cruises. I would say I've never had a horror story on any MSC cruise I've been on.
No,
absolutely not. We might critique a few things, but we've always had brilliant times. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, don't worry. There's no things. So you get on QM2 the day we get off. Where are you heading on QM2? Sweet Nature, let us know and give us a wave. Are you doing? I was about to say yacht club, but then what yacht club? Are you doing? What's it called on?
I don't know.
It's called. What's it called? They'll know. Are you doing the grills? The grills?
Oh yeah, because that's what Tom's brother and his wife are going to do.
Yeah, it's grills something. They'll know. We'll bring it on. Yeah, that's you, Weve. Look forward to that. Pack plenty of jackets and go even when it's sunny, it's cold.
There
That's
you
for
go,
Norway.
it's
There we
cruise
go,
life.
cruise life. Right. Yes, yes. The pictures always look stunning, don't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Alaska and Norway are two of the ones we want to do, don't we?
One day.
One day.
One day.
One day. With the exception of Queen Anne, which cruise ship Maiden would you most like to go on? So we've got, I think we may see some people that are on here. We've got the Queen Anne Maiden. What would you like? What would you like to do? I really want to do a Royal Caribbean Maiden. But they're always crazy expensive. I really want to find out about what Utopia is doing next year, don't we? Yes, we do.
Don't you?
I do. You just get told what we're doing, in a good way. Yeah, I really want to do, but I've heard kind of there's some rumours that it's going to go to like the Far East. So the answer to that question, I'd really like to do a Royal Caribbean Maiden.
Maybe not World Europa, because that's what we're talking about now. World America. Maybe. So I think that's one thing coming off of World Europa, and we will talk about all of that in our review when we do it. There were quite a few aspects of the ship itself, weren't there, that we felt the space could be utilised a lot more, and it'd be really interesting if World America actually takes on board all of that information and utilises it a little bit better.
Yes.
And when we did have all of the press on board World Europa, I think that's one of the questions they were asking a lot of people, was about the space that was being used, what they thought would be better on board. So one of the big things with World Europa, sorry, I'm going to talk about this now rather than in our review, but I'll talk about it then as well, was that like the promenade itself is absolutely stunning.
In the daytime, yes.
In the daytime, but you've got like a sweet shop opposite a malt whiskey bar where everyone's smoking, and then at night time the sweet shop is completely closed off. The malt whiskey bar is obviously open, but actually that space could be used a lot better, and if they could have outside bars in the evenings where people could actually go and sit, and inside as well. So Masters of the Seas we really liked as a pub, but there was just not enough seating. And it's really interesting actually, as part of our review we asked the kids and they were really into it on this cruise for the channel. Maybe we might have bribed them a little bit with some Robux. But they were Alice made a really good point of saying that it just feels there's loads of small spaces, but there's nowhere that you can actually have as a central point that you can go and sit in.
It missed an atrium, didn't it?
Yeah, it really missed an atrium, and it really missed somewhere you could just go, oh, there's a bar. Every bar was like a speciality bar that you went to. And yeah, there just didn't seem to be enough.
I think they'll learn that. I
really hope so, because it could have been amazing. It really could have been.
And it was really, really good. And I like what what they need to do is get a middle ground. I think what they've done, when you've got the World Promenade at the back, obviously it looks quite like Royal Caribbean Oasis class. And I think what they've said is, right, we're not going to stick a theatre, we're just going to have the views of the sea, and it's going to, unspoiled. And I like that. I like what they're thinking there, but I think you could have a middle ground where you could have it all open at the back, brilliant, but you could have a few bars and a few restaurants. You put Ola in the back there, you take a couple of sort of Mediterranean bars, and it would be amazing. Yeah, it would have been spectacular. At the moment, lovely in the day, lovely to stroll along. Just missing those couple of restaurants and bars, I think. And I think we did hear that they had the planners on board, and they were saying, like, we need to, because they've still got time, so they don't need to change anything about the actual layout of it. We love the layout of it. It was really missed an atrium, but apart from that, really easy to navigate. Just needs to swap. Maybe they had 2 watch shops towards the end of the project. Do you know what I mean? It didn't need watch shops.
I think
it's hard to say that, isn't it?
Watch shops.
Watch shops.
There was an immediate shop. Yeah, I think if you're like us, I mean, I don't really.
I
don't really have the money to be going in a lot of the shops that are on cruise ships anyway, to be fair.
No, but the problem, it had a lot of high end. Obviously, the reason why it seemed misplaced. They could have had that somewhere else in the ship.
Yeah.
If you want to buy an expensive watch, you're going to go to the shop. You're not going to walk past and go, "Ooh, I'll have a €500 watch," are you?
I think it'd be a bit more than €500.
Oh, I've never got an Amiga. Just in steerage on QM2 for Fjords. Oh, look, they're going to Fjords as well. Everyone's going to Fjords. Sweet Natured, have you got a place in your case for Rachel? And then she'll stop going on at me. So there we go. Lovely. Would you like to do Royal Caribbean Wander the Seas and Carnival Say next year? Are you guys driven by the ship or itinerary? Do you want me to answer that? Well, apart from Norway and like Alaska, and we really want to do the Caribbean. Are we driven by? I'm quite driven by the ship, to be fair. Would I do? I really want to do an Oasis. We want to do an Oasis class ship, don't we? Yes. She just gets to. She just. Where are we going next?
I'm really sorry. Anyone that's been on any of our lives before knows how ignorant I am to the world of cruising.
Yeah.
Tom just books things, and I go along with it.
I would love to do Wonder of the
really know the
Seas,
difference between a lot of things.
and we do want to try.
The kids want to do Wonder of the Seas.
They do. So let's divide it up in 4 Bs. The younger Bs would love to do a Carnival cruise. They would love to do Wonder of the Seas, and they love to do all the big MSC ships.
Carnival to me, that's the one where everyone just goes mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my idea of fun. I would not want to.
I would like to do the newer Carnival ships. Has anyone done any of the newer? I'd like to do the newer Carnival ships. It's got a roller coaster on it. It's got massive water parks. What is not to like about that?
Just a bit crazy.
You're a bit more of a traditionalist, aren't you?
I am a little bit more of a traditionalist, yeah.
Perhaps I'll go with the kids.
I like the quiet. Yeah, you could. You can take the kids away for 2 weeks. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll even pay half for you.
We do want to combine. We want to head back to Florida, and we want to do maybe Universal mixed in with her. So maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. But yes to that. We would, as I said, we want to look what Utopia's doing, but
nothing's coming out yet.
No, they're concentrating on selling Icon, aren't they? So keep the questions coming. Any Voyage Europa, anything you'd like to know about our future cruises, the cruises that we've been on. We had a couple that people asked us before. Have a look. This one quickly. It's Rachel's birthday tomorrow. She's 36, so don't forget to wish Rachel a happy birthday.
Thanks.
Would we go on World Europa again? This is from Claire on Instagram. And favourite MSC. I would go on World Europa again. And my favourite MSC ship. It's a tough one. If it's traditional, I would go Preziosa. If it was more modern, I would definitely go Seaview. I love Seaview.
Would I go on World Europa again? Yes. Out of season and not so busy. My favourite MSC ship, I would have to say, is Preziosa. Again, it's more traditional. It was a little bit smaller.
Goes under the radar a little bit, Preziosa, doesn't it?
It does, and I just thought it was such a beautiful ship. Yeah, I really liked Preziosa.
Yeah. And I guess the answer to that is we'll do World Europa again. We'll probably do World America again. Well, not again, but we would do the World Series and we'd see what the differences are with World America. And grinning with Mats, any suggestions for Med independent tours? Not independent tours, but I would say that Mediterranean ports, Barcelona, Genoa,
the Funicular, that's what we can suggest.
Funicular in Genoa. In Malta, you're right there. And they do the gun salute at midday. Brilliant. They're Mediterranean ports are perfect for sauntering, aren't they?
Yeah.
You're in only Marseille is the one
miles away.
You're absolutely miles away. But Barcelona, you're right there, and it's only €5 to get a bus. As I said,
and I'd really recommend. So from the World Trade Center in Barcelona, that is what it's called. You can get on the city sightseeing bus. Which isn't too expensive actually, and we did that when we got off the ship when we went on Seaview, but we loved doing that city tour, and we did the hop on hop off, didn't we?
Yeah,
for a couple of days actually, and it was really enjoyable.
So that's my view, is the fact of Mediterranean, you can't go wrong really. You're there, I don't think you need to do tours. You're right in the city centres, aren't you? I love Mediterranean. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yes, 100%. Right, let's keep going. She said underneath we've answered that. You'll love Preziosa. Preziosa is a lovely ship.
I liked Preziosa more than Europa.
Yeah.
And I think you don't agree with me. I think the reason that I preferred Preziosa to Europa is because it's a more. Actually, I found Preziosa more difficult to navigate my way around than I did Europa, but I just found Preziosa was a little bit more personable as a ship.
Yes.
And I just found Preziosa very grand in a different way to Europa. It was more of a tradition. So from all of the MSC ships we've done, Preziosa I think is nothing like any of the others we have been on.
No.
It was very traditional. It wasn't all of
Some
the
stunning
bling.
artwork.
Yeah, it wasn't all the bling everywhere like there is on everything else.
Atrium is stunning. There's loads. There's artwork everywhere. It's really nice.
Really beautiful ship.
Do you know what would make it the
Safari
perfect
lounge
ship?
is the best lounge.
Then they have a nightclub, which on other ships would be the like the Eagle's Nest.
Only.
Yeah, adult only crow's nest. What did I call it?
Eagle's Nest.
Eagle's Nest, not an eagle. The crow's nest. But they have it as a nightclub, which is really good. In we went after like 11 o'clock with the kids, and it was packed, and it's brilliant. I love the nightclub. It like more ships. Ships now don't tend to have nightclubs, like proper nightclubs, and that was a proper nightclub. It was amazing. But in the daytime, it was like a nightclub, so it was wasted, and it had stunning views. You know, and so which they change out, but we love Preziosa.
And you have to go to the sushi bar when you go on Preziosa. That was amazing.
Yeah,
really
as I said, it goes under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, it really
and it's
does,
it's a really good ship. Right. Do you think you'll try Morello? Would be good to see your channel cover it.
It's a shame we didn't get any footage before on Morello, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did dream. We really want to. We really want to go back. Do you know what though? I'll say this, I really want to go back. I find as a family of 4, the costing of it, and I know drinks are included, so maybe actually it's not. I find the costing quite high. Like an all package deal, I like to build it, and it's a shame you can't get your own flights because we like to use Avios. So actually, when you compare the price, it's quite expensive. I find Morello as a family of 4, and that's why I've always gone away from it. I really want it because we love the entertainment. You'll agree, D'Andre, I love the entertainment on there. I love the all-inclusive package they do. Food always looks good. So yeah, we really do want to try it. But every time I look, for a week, we're talking 4,000 or 5,000 for a family of 4. And I could do half of that for the other ones. So maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Have you got any way that you could suggest that? But we do, yes, we want to try. Right. And would you like a theme cruise like that? Yeah. Rachel?
Yeah. So we were actually looking at Morello next year for the Electric Sunsets, but it clashes with another cruise that we're actually on.
Well, it's 3 days before. It's the Maiden. I think Sweet Natured on the for Queen Anne.
Yeah.
So it's 3 or 4 days before. We wouldn't both of us go, but you maybe were considering going with a friend because we're on Queen Anne, just us two. So us disappearing for another cruise
for that long.
No, we can't leave. So you were considering yourself, but we're not too sure. We'd love to do it. The 90s cruise looked really cool, didn't it?
Yeah, if anyone wants to take me on Morello on the Electric Sunsets, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah, but it is 3 days before the Queen Anne Maiden. Could you imagine going from like Electric Sunsets, like 90s, like crazy, to like Queen Anne, of nice and sedate and.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'd love to do the differences, but yeah, it's a bit crazy, isn't it? You'd be going from one extreme to the other, wouldn't you?
Depends who's more of a party animal, me or you.
Yeah, it's more of a party animal. I think you are. You always stayed up later actually on Voyage Europa, didn't you? She was coming in with Alice. So me and Ernest, we're going to bed, and her and Alice would be coming in 1:30, chatting away to everyone. Oh, I don't know. Right, but yes, so we would like to do it. Yes. What sort of theme cruise? What would be your ultimate theme cruise? Maybe we could put that out. What's your ultimate theme cruise? What would be yours? Yours would be a boy band theme cruise, I reckon.
But it'd have to be the original boy bands. It wouldn't be very fun otherwise.
No, that's true. Maybe tribute acts. They could have tribute acts to thing. Maybe a cat cruise.
A cat cruise.
Yeah. We've got 15 minutes. Yeah, they will be a bit strange. Little fact here, actually, talking about cats, that somebody was upset, and this is like quite soon, that on the Queen Mary being cancelled today because they were taking their cat, and their cat was booked into the kennels on board Queen Mary.
They have kennels on board the ship?
Yeah, they do on Cunard, yeah. A lot of people take them over transatlantic.
Cattery, not kennels.
Yeah. Well, cattery, get kennels, the same thing, isn't it? So, yeah.
So they were upset because the cat couldn't go on the ship?
Well, they're upset they couldn't go on the ship, but they're also upset because they planned to take their cat on the ship.
That's really bizarre.
It is very bizarre, but well, not that bizarre. If you're going across, then you can put it. Anyway, keep the questions coming in. We've only got 15 more minutes. Anything else you'd like to know about World Europa? Anything else about our future plans? Have you got any? We've done Anthem of the Seas, but any more hints and tips? What's your favourite bar, maybe, on Anthem of the Seas?
So we're planning, when we go on Anthem of the Seas, as we said earlier, to go and do a pub crawl. So what is the best drink on Anthem of the Seas to get in each of the bars?
Yes.
That's my question.
You always look out for ones that do the Express Martini, don't they?
Yeah, and I was really annoyed when we went on Iona because they had no espresso martini. They had a caramel espresso martini, which was, it was revolting. It was far too sweet. So yeah, I would like a nice espresso martini.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, so anyone else got any more hints and tips for Anthem coming up? Don't forget, if you're enjoying this video, don't forget to give it a like. It always really helps us out. And if anyone's watching that hasn't subscribed to the 4Bs, crazy people with them. So, Rachel, what would you say were your best things that you took away from Voyage Europa? Because I think we've on this live, we've sort of said a few things that we would like to improve, but there was lots and lots we really liked. What was your best?
Do you know, I think for me, the promenade itself had a massive wow factor. Even before we got on the ship, I think Ernest said to me, "Oh wow, that really looks like," well, he did say it looked like a Royal Caribbean ship. Having the Venom slide coming down, it just looks spectacular. And actually being on there and looking at it, it was just really, like, you didn't feel like you were on a cruise ship.
No.
So yeah, I thought that was really magnificent.
The water park, as I said before, is the best, I think, one of the best to see. That drop slide is unbelievable.
Yeah,
you don't actually go that far. That drop slide, you might have seen the video of the shorts. You don't actually go that far, but the whole build up to it, where they count down from 4 with a really scary voice. Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, and the VR as well. They had the VR slides.
Yeah, I just love the VR slides.
Absolutely brilliant. The inside pools are really, the Botanic Gardens is really lovely.
Yeah, they had
area.
really nice day beds which were hanging from ropes so they would swing.
Yeah.
There was loads of space, wasn't there, to just go and lay down.
Pool area. We loved the pizza and burger, the new fast food place.
Yeah, that was really good. And one of the other things I really liked on this ship was, if we had the drinks package, you could do it without the drinks package, but they had the self-serve beer and wine areas in all of those buffet places. So Cruise Boys might have got us a few pints of Heineken from those, mightn't they?
Yeah, and others. And I think as well, they've got an area as well, those who've been on Virgin, they've got, it was called the Luna Park. Now, the show I saw was very, very bizarre. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Alice ended up winning musical chairs on this show that we were watching. So that was the type of show it was. It was very, very Virgin Voyages. But it looked spectacular. It had massive screens all across it. And you could, a bit like Virgin Voyages, you could turn it multi-purpose. So you could pull the seats out. So I'd love to have seen more shows in there. The one I saw was totally nuts. But I think that's a really good multi-purpose.
Do you know what we haven't talked about?
What's that? Tell us, Rachel. Oh, yes.
The Speakeasy Bar.
The secret bar. Yes.
We're not going to tell anyone too much about the Speakeasy Bar, but if you ever
Excellent
go on,
concept.
Yeah, if you ever go on World Europa, and you can get an invitation to the secret Speakeasy Bar, definitely worth it. The only way I could describe it, it's like on the Titanic when Jack and Rose are down below and they're singing and they're dancing. Sorry.
There we go, yeah. Sail away past it. Yep.
Yeah, so when Jack and Rose are down below and they're like singing and dancing, it reminded me of that. It was like going back into the 1920s, wasn't it? They were all dressed up. There was a saxophonist playing. There was a woman singing. The cocktails, mind, were €17 for a cocktail. So
they were good though.
They were good, but you would go in there, have one drink, and then you'd be like.
By far, this is the secret bar is the best bar, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And it is just that, so we were really fortunate that lovely Fraser at Sea decided to look after Alice and Ernest for us so that we could actually go and experience it. Otherwise, I think we would have just completely missed out on it. So it was really nice that he did that. But yeah, it was a really, really cool concept. And the way that you get into it, as I say, we're not going to give anything away, but the way that you get into it, yeah, it was
it's
really,
through the telephone box.
No, it wasn't through the telephone box. Shush.
Oh. Okay. How do you get into it? I have got no... Right, okay. Now, how you get in it? You just need to ask a lot of people.
You need to ask.
You need to keep asking lots of people, and then you find out, and then you make a telephone call, and then you're told where to go, and then you make another telephone call in maybe the telephone box, and then all is revealed. So all I would say
just keep asking lots and lots of people in different places that you go. So every bar you go up to, just say, how do I get to the city?
But it's 100% worth it. Do it. It's really, really cool. It's live music and it's a really, really cool bar. I've just done the ship tour and I had some really cool footage of it, and I decided not to put it in because I thought, no, but Julie, you need to 100% do it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, really cool concept. I think that was probably one of the highlights of World Europa.
Yes, it was. It was most definitely. So as you can see, like we're just talking about the highlights. There was so many highlights. There really, really was a lot of highlights. And we did it in fast forward. Going back to a question earlier on that Sweet Nature was asking, I think it would have been better if we'd spread it over 7 days. I think it did feel like it was a bit in fast forward, but there was loads of and all the things that we're suggesting actually, if they actually World America, if they do a couple of those things, it would be like one of the most ultimate ships.
It would be amazing.
It doesn't take much actually. So, and actually, for example, like we were saying about in the evening, it lacked a little bit of atmosphere on Whirlpool Run. When they had a silent disco on the Whirlpool Run, it was really, really cool, wasn't it? It was really good. And if they had other sort of like, and I noticed that one night they had a pop-up bar and stuff like that. So they're obviously trying to, which works. So, yeah. And, right, here we go. Going on in Fjords in a couple of weeks, it's my wedding anniversary on board. Which spa do you recommend for a date night dinner?
Epicurean, 100%. So my parents have just done the Fjords as well. We had recommended many places to them before they went on board, and they said by far the Epicurean was their favourite restaurant. I think for us, so it's not rushed at all. It's a 2.5 hour experience whilst you're eating.
And mention it's your anniversary as well.
And mention it's your anniversary, yeah.
You'll get amazing service, 100% Epicurean. But then to be fair, we loved...
Sindhu as well.
We love Sindhu on board. I think P&O speciality restaurants really well.
Yeah.
You won't go wrong with Sindhu, but I think for speciality...
Yeah, Epicurean.
Epicurean, yeah, is absolutely brilliant.
And let us know how you get
on. And happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. We had our 10-year anniversary, didn't we, on Voyage Europa. And I couldn't... you asked for Butcher's Cut, and we couldn't get a booking, so we ended up with Ola, with the kids. So there we go. There we go.
It's many of our anniversaries. Number 10 didn't really matter.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. French Martini Espresso. We discovered the French version while seeking out the espresso.
What's the... I think I've had a French one before. Just explain to me what that is. I'm sure I had that on MSC.
Right, there we go.
Martini.
Very good. And Sweet Natured have told us the triple coat at Bolero's on Anthem.
Sorted. Yes. I will be getting that one.
Yes. So I think we'll try every... We're planning to...
We've got a lot of money to get through worth of drinks on Anthem of the Seas, haven't we? So...
Do you know what? We were saying that World Europa was like in Fast Forward. Anthem of the Seas is going to be ultimate Fast Forward because we've also got the keys on there. So we've got, I think, I don't know if anyone else on here has done the keys on Royal Caribbean. So we are... we're going to be trying all the stuff as well. So we've got a drinks package. We're only on for like less than 48 hours, and we've also got the keys as well. So that is going to be an interesting couple of nights, isn't it?
Yeah, however, it is just the two of us. So I think normally when we go on a cruise, we're just trying to find things to entertain the kids. So you'll just be finding things to entertain you instead. So.
Yeah, most definitely. So we've got about 5-10 minutes left. We get to, any more questions on World Europa. And one of the final questions we're going to ask everybody is, what is your next cruise? Where are you off to next? Let's find out where everybody is off to next. You know that ours is Anthem and Arvia. So tell us where you are off to next on your next cruise. What cruise are you looking forward to most in 2023, Rachel?
Are you asking me that question?
Yeah, because I said Rachel.
Oh. I don't know. I am really excited to do Euribia.
Yeah.
Just to experience Yacht Club.
Yes.
And it sounds really awful, but just to have some time.
Terrible.
It does. It sounds awful, doesn't it? To have time like without the kids and to enjoy a cruise as an adult cruise rather than.
Not for that bad, because the kids would be spoilt by grandma. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And obviously being on there with Sail Away. So I am really excited about that. But I am really looking forward to Arvia and having a little bit of sunshine.
Yeah. Arvia is our like summer holiday. So the other ones have been like we always treat them as holidays, and we're always love everyone we do. And they're sort of like trips, do you know what I mean? But our Arvia trip is like our holiday, isn't it? It's like our summer holiday, so we can't wait to experience that.
And Grandma's coming with us now. So
Grandma is coming, yes. And we did a bid up the other day on the conservatory suite, so...
Watch this space. We also did bid up for a suite, but I don't think we're going to get that.
We didn't do that. That was 500 each.
Did you not do it?
No, I didn't. No. Was I told? Was I supposed to? Well, maybe I will. 500. Would you? And that's a good question in the last 5 minutes. For a P&O suite, the bid up minimum price was 500 per person. It's only the bid up for P&O and all the ones is only based on 2. So would you with £1,000 extra for a suite?
Although I would never leave the suite, would I? So
No,
I think that was a discussion that we had.
Maybe I
can't. And I would just stay there watching TV.
After this live, I'm putting your card on it and I'm bidding £1,000.
No, your card.
Virgin Voyage, this time next month. The brand new Virgin Voyages ship. Yeah. You really like Virgin Voyages?
I really liked Virgin, yeah.
Yeah.
I just found it was a whole different concept, and I think food-wise, and I've said this many, many times before.
Food-wise, amazing.
I think the food on Virgin is spectacular compared to a lot of other cruise ships.
Yes, hands down, it's the food was amazing. I really want to go back on Virgin due to the fact that we went on for 2 nights.
We were cut short a bit, weren't we?
We went on for 2 nights. We boarded at 6 in the morning, wasn't it?
7 in the morning.
7 in the morning. So we really didn't get the real experience. But I tell you what, if there was 2 things which I'll always remember about Virgin Voyages, A is the crew. They were. In all the cruises I've been on, they were the best, weren't they?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant, and the food. They were the 2 things. If they could
I still dream about the test kitchen. You didn't like it.
Oh yeah, and I love the food. I just less of a story behind it. But
just give me my food and let me eat.
Yeah. But if they made the entertainment a little bit less strange, then I would, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't wait if they Virgin Voyages do a family ship. Yeah, I think, well, they said they will do. So, anyway, yes, enjoy that. So, there we go. French's vodka, pineapple. Ooh, interested?
I'll give it a go.
Yeah?
Sounds quite nice, yeah.
Very nice. So everyone else, come on, Cruise Life, what's your next cruise? Sail away, what is your next cruise? Reveal everybody that is, perhaps you haven't, there's quite a few people watching, if you haven't spoken yet, tell us what your next cruise is. Let's all get excited for our next cruises that are coming up. Maybe you're going on one this week, maybe, you never know. What are you chuckling for?
No reason.
Why are you chuckling? Yeah, so tell us about your next cruise, come on. Fjords,
I just said they were going on the Fjords.
Oh, did they?
That's why I'm chuckling at you.
Oh, I see. And it's on Iona, isn't it? Iona? Are they going on Iona?
No.
They're not. Where are they going on?
Don't know, they didn't say what ship they were going on.
Okay, come on, tell us. What ship are you going on?
Someone else said they were going on Iona.
Oh, I see, I get it. Come on, tell us the anyone.
Anthem, yes, because you're on Anthem the day we get off. I think that's correct, isn't it? So we get on the 12th and you get on the...
Go on, work it out.
14th.
Whee! Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, we'll give you a wave if you see us in the terminal when we're heading off. You'll be the ones with like holding our heads after a really bad headache, thinking we've got to go and pick up kids with a really bad headache. So enjoy the Fjords on Anthem. That would be lovely. That would be a really lovely cruise. That would be. So, anyone else wants to tell us as we wrap up? Tomorrow, 6 o'clock is our full ship tour of World Europa.
Hopefully, we've had an absolute nightmare with YouTube today trying to upload this ship tour.
Yes.
It was meant to go out at 4, then 5, then 6, and it just wouldn't upload, so we just gave up in the end.
Yeah, we've had a bit of a nightmare with it, so but it should be up tomorrow. 26 minutes of it, so enjoy that. Thank you to everybody that's joined us this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the past hour. Apologies for the start, bit of a disaster, but
thank you for joining us.
It was like a classic lockdown, wasn't it? Where you're going, you're mute. It was very classic. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have you got any final words of wisdom, Rachel?
Happy cruising. Stay happy. And I'm 36 in the morning.
Yeah, she's 36. Come on, let's in the last minute, let's see how many people can get a happy birthday for this young lady who's going to be 36 tomorrow.
It's depressing.
I know. And I've spent all week trying to find presents for you.
He lies. He went out to Tesco's this morning, so God knows what he has put in his carrier bag upstairs.
Yes. My carrier bag sounds really dodgy.
A bag for life that is full of presents, which I've
Yes.
seen upstairs, yeah.
Thank you, Sweet Nature, for joining us. We look forward to meeting you on a cruise, hopefully very, very soon. Thank you to Cruise Life. Yes, see you soon. Ryan says happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Cruise Life.
And Sweet Natured say happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
And Cruise Life say happy birthday as well. There we go. Someone will say happy birthday. Lots of people saying you happy birthday. So you can have a fun day. We're both off tomorrow, so we're going to have a fun day, aren't we?
Oh, wait, what have you got planned?
Nothing.
A Bayleside gift
we're going to go for a walk.
One of the Christmas ones, it was on offer.
Yeah. We're going for a walk, but it's pouring down with rain, isn't it? So
Great.
I've got you a cake. That's enough. We'll see you all soon. Have a lovely evening, and as always, thank you so much, and have a great day tomorrow. Thank you, Julia.
Thank you very much for watching, everyone.
Contributing to our live. And we'll see you soon. And don't forget, as you leave us, if you give us a like, it's perfect, and then YouTube love it. So, have you improved your final words of wisdom?
I gave some final words of wisdom.
You just said happy cruising.
Why don't you give some words of wisdom? Everyone's like, come on, wrap it up now. You've been here for a long time talking.
What's my words of wisdom? Buy the drinks package.
Buy the drinks package. Yeah, definitely.
Bye,
Buy the
buddy.
drinks package. Bye. Thank you.